Okay, let's talk today about the mindset of a salesperson of thinking of yourself as the owner of a mini business inside the business. Okay. And that means taking responsibility for your sales funnel. And we've talked about that. That's the unqualified leads, qualified leads, sales, and then you multiply the number of sales by your ticket price and you get to your money goal. Okay. And working backwards from your money target out. Now, we know one qualified lead can destroy the need to get a whole bunch of unqualified leads, right? They're worth a lot. So referrals are worth a lot. Access to people's buyers lists is worth a lot. Getting into, with the Venn diagram, right? Overlapping market niches, lists of people, or in front of people who maybe physically talking to them, right? That stuff is all really good because it's going to have a big multiplier effect. But you are still responsible for achieving that money plan, right? That whole sequence of events there has to happen. And if your employer is giving you a dribble of qualified leads to talk to every week, and you can do the math, right? And look at it and go, oh, this isn't adding up to the number of conversations that I need to get the sales to hit the money target that I need to make. It is absolutely necessary for you to step in and start pouring leads in somehow up the funnel. Okay. Now, a lot of your employers aren't going to like that. A lot of your employers aren't going to ever know or care. They're just going to want the sales. So it's really, you got to look at the culture. But in many situations that we're in, if you're an independent contractor, especially, you're allowed to do the work whatever way you want. And so you might want to consider creating your own inbound lead gen system on LinkedIn, for example. Okay. And that could always figure it out yourself first, right? Before you delegate, before you write the SOP. If you don't know how to do it yourself, don't delegate it because you're going to be clumsy. Okay. You could hire people for an hour or two for advice on how to figure out a prospecting system on LinkedIn, right? You could go to the free course that I've linked to from my blog that isn't mine, but it's a great course. I don't make any money from it for a year or so now, maybe 2 years. It's been a while. Not enough people click through to that thing, and it just shows me how lazy people are. And then you wonder why they don't hit their target, right? Well, they probably never set one in the first place. Okay, but that may be it. And then you pay a virtual assistant $20 an hour, $15 an hour or less if you can find somebody competent offshore. It's very possible. I've known several people who are very good to run that for you and to bring you leads. Okay, so it's not enough to just sit there and take the leads that the company gives you, and then they're not enough, and then you go to your boss, you say, well, I didn't make my quota because X, right? Because I didn't get enough leads from you guys. Okay, that you might get an extra month or two out of that, but it's not going to work, and it's not good for your self-esteem, and it's not good for your sense of agency, your sense of control over your world, your environment, right? You got to get systems in place that start bringing you leads, and that could be a Kindle book, that could be a video series like this one, that could be the LinkedIn outreach that I talked about, that could be going and hunting up joint ventures with people. Again, you got to be careful with that. Bringing in streams of people as opposed to onesie twosies, and associating the brand of your employer with somebody else's brand without their knowledge. That's treading heavy there. Don't do that. I would bring that opportunity to your employer and let them decide. But picking off onesie twosies and things like that, it's no different than you getting leads from your employer, really. And you can disavow one, and it's not going to kill you. Okay. It's not going to hurt your reputation. It's not going to hurt the company's reputation if you get a bad client here and there. But if you unlock the floodgates of a whole bunch of them, and now they're associated with this awful brand, and your employer is going to be pretty mad at you. So be careful with this. But I want you to keep in mind that the mindset, right, which is, okay, I am responsible for this basket, this cluster of inbound leads over here, because I need the conversations down at this end to get the sales, right? And if I don't get enough, I'm not going to make my money target. And what am I doing here? Okay. And expecting your employer to be responsible for 100% of the lead gen, it's wishful thinking. I'm sorry. I've worked for many, many companies over the years, and some of them have a lot of leads and some of them don't. But it's still, being dependent on them 100% for the leads that you need to achieve your targets is just not a good position to be in. All right. So again, keep in mind the branding implications and things like that. Larger deals I would bring to your employer and get their permission before you do it, because of the brand association. I mean, they could sue you potentially, I guess, if you really damage their brand enough. But just having the mindset of, okay, I need to have those leads coming in. All right, I'm feeling repetitive here, but people need to hear things 5, 6, 7 times before they actually start to hear them. Okay. Robert Kaplan, in a famous speech, said your employees should hear it so much, the message, the vision, so much that they begin to mock you. And that's when you know you're actually getting it across. Okay. Because it means that they know what to do when you're not around. They know what to do when you're not in the room. They know what choice you would make when you're not there. Okay. And that's really where you want to get to, even if it's just you, right? Because you're running a little mini business within a business. All right. That business is going on, and it has its systems and its operations and its lead gen and its fulfillment. But you are this particle in there. You are a mini business within that business too. You need your leads and your systems, your operations, your fulfillment, whatever that is, going on as well at the same time. You need to take responsibility for that, rather than just going, well, all that's up to my employer. I mean, in a sense, like, could you do that with a straight face and feel good about it, like abdicate responsibility like that? Sure, I think so. But the reality of things, okay, the fact of the matter is that your employer is unlikely to bring you all the unqualified and qualified leads that you need in a given month to make the sales that you need. Okay, month after month. Of course, there's going to be seasonality to it. There's going to be just dumb luck, stuff that happens. I'm not a big believer in luck, but there's things that happen, supply chain stuff, unexpected things that happen that impact your funnel, that you can't predict, right? And so if you're you might want to even check, like, I'm 20% low every month, or I'm 15% low every month. So that means I don't need to come up with 1,000 leads. I need to come up with like 150 or something like that, right? Okay, I can do that, or your numbers could be way smaller, right? You need, 1 sale a month in order to win, and you need those like 8 really good conversations, right? And so in order to get those, what are you going to do? But knowing those numbers so important, right? As you can see here. Okay, I'm going to stop talking there. That's a lot, and I think I walked around it quite a bit. But hopefully, I've shared some of the do's and don'ts. But just don't rely on your employer for always to have the quantity of leads coming in for you to hit your money target. Okay, and be doing something about it. Be proactive about it. Don't wait until it bites you in the butt and you're $2,000 low this month, or 20 grand low this month, whatever your scale happens to be, right, on operating capital. And it hurts. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.